All right, this is the video solution guide to the protons, neutrons, electrons, ions, and isotopes worksheet. So in looking at this, we've been given some information, protons, neutrons, and electrons. First thing, number of protons is always the same as the atomic number, okay? So that's what identifies what an element is, the number of protons. When I'm looking at the mass number, I'm not going to use the mass on the periodic table. That's an average atomic mass. So what I actually want to use is the specific mass of this isotope. You'll recall that these are the two subatomic particles, protons and neutrons, that have mass. So it's the sum of those two. So 5 and 6 will give me a mass of 11. When I look at my periodic table, I look for atomic number 5. That's boron. The symbol is B. The mass goes as a superscript to the left. The atomic number is the subscript to the left. And then notice the protons and electrons are equal, meaning this is a neutral atom. This is not an ion. It does not have a charge. I have equal number of positive and negatives, so I put no charge up here. Okay, so then all I have to do is simply name this. It's boron, hyphen, and then 11, the atomic number. Okay, for the next one, sodium 24. So I have to use my periodic table to find sodium. There it is, and I notice its atomic number is 11. That means I have 11 protons. This number 24 is the mass of that specific isotope, and so we know that protons and neutrons add up to be the mass. So if I know the mass, and here's the protons, here's the neutrons, how do I solve? Subtract, right? So 24 minus 11, that means I have 13 neutrons. Because there's nothing telling me this thing has a charge, I'm going to assume that the electrons and the protons are the same. Symbol for sodium is Na, 24, and 11. Okay, carbon 12. That's the mass number is 12. 6 protons means I have an atomic number of 6. Nothing telling me this is an ion. 6 electrons. C is the symbol for carbon, 12 and 6. Next, atomic number 6, 6 protons. One number plus 6 is 14, 8. So this is actually another isotope of carbon. This one has a mass of 14, however. So this is carbon 14. So those two are isotopes, atoms of the same element with a different charge, because they have the same, or excuse me, they have the same atomic number, same protons, but different neutrons. Okay, on this one, 17, atomic number is 17. One number plus 17 is 35, 18. Should be 17 electrons. I look at my table. Chlorine, 35 is the mass, 17 is the atomic number. Chlorine, 35. Next, we have hydrogen 1, and so mass we know is 1. Hydrogen on the periodic table is number 1. 1 proton, well, what number plus 1 is 1? Well, 0. There are no neutrons, and that's okay. You can have no neutrons. You're aware that those neutrons are in there holding the nucleus together. They're exerting that thing called the strong nuclear force. Normally, if there's more than 1 proton, they're trying to fly apart. Well, this only has 1 proton, so no need for a neutron. Has 1 electron. Symbol H11. Okay, this one, 1 proton, atomic number 1, that means this is another hydrogen. This one has 1 neutron because its mass is 2, so 1 and 1 makes 2. Symbol H21, hydrogen 2. Atomic number 1, this is another hydrogen isotope. 1 proton, 2 neutrons. So this is going to give me H3 and 1, and this is hydrogen 3. So we had 3 isotopes of hydrogen. Next, nitrogen 14. So I look up on I know mass is 14. I look on the periodic table, atomic number is 7. That means I have 7 protons. What number plus 7 is 14? 7 neutrons, 7 electrons. Symbol N, 14, 7. Okay, atomic number 13, that tells me I have 13 protons. So what number plus 13 is 27, or 27 minus 13? 14 neutrons, 13 electrons. I look at my periodic table. Aluminum has an atomic number of 13. Mass is 27. 13 is the atomic number. Aluminum hyphen 27. Lithium 7, I find lithium on my periodic table. I see that its atomic number is 3. 3 protons. What number plus 3 is 7? 4. 3 electrons. Li 7, 3. 8 protons is atomic number of 8. 8 and 8 added together gives me a mass of 16. Let's see, that's going to be oxygen. 16 and 8. Protons and electrons are equal, no charge. Oxygen hyphen 16. Neon 21, so mass is 21. Neon's atomic number is 10. 10 protons, 11 neutrons, 10 electrons. Ne 21, 10. Okay, starting on the bottom part of this worksheet, so where all those X's are, so that's dividing the table into, the worksheet into 2 parts. Everything on top happened to be a neutral atom. Everything on the bottom half is an ion. I know it's an ion or a charged particle because of one of 2 things. Either A, I tell you a number of electrons and it's different than the protons, or I gave you a symbol that had a charge on it. So we'll look at this. So once again, 7 protons, 7 atomic number. 7 and 7 gives me 14. So this happens to be another isotope of nitrogen, so nitrogen 14 and 7. Thing that's different here is that protons and electrons are different. We remember that protons are positive and electrons are negative. And so if I have more electrons and protons, more negative charges, that's going to make my ion negative, or an anion. How much more negative is it? Well, that's 3 greater, so it's 3 minus. And so nitrogen hyphen 14. Okay, next, 4 and 5. Atomic number is 4, mass is then 9. So I look at my periodic table. This happens to be beryllium, Be 9, 4. And then I compare protons and electrons. I have 2 more positives than negatives, 2 plus. Beryllium hyphen 9. Okay, here's one where we have a symbol. Okay, I did have to find fluorine on here. Atomic number should be 9. And so atomic number is 9. Mass was 19. 9 protons, 10 neutrons. Notice I have a charge on this one, -1. That means I have 1 more electron than proton. If this is 9, this is 10. Okay, 13 is the atomic number for aluminum. Mass is 27. 13 protons, 14 neutrons for the electrons. Notice this says 3 plus. 3 more protons than electrons. 10. This one, 1, 0, and 0. So the atomic number is 1. Mass is 1. Symbol is going to be this. H, 1, 1. And then notice 1 proton, 1 electron. This is 1 plus, or you can just write a plus symbol. This is hydrogen 1. And this does exist. You can say, well, that's not really an atom. It's just a free-floating proton. Well, that's what we call a hydrogen ion. Okay, let's see. Atomic number is 16. What number plus 16 is 34? Should be 18. And so I look at my periodic table. That's sulfur, so symbol is S. 34, 16. And notice I have 2 more electrons than protons, 2 negative. Sulfur 34. Okay, sodium's atomic number is 11. So there are 11 protons. In this case, I have 12 neutrons. 11 and 12 make 23. I have a 1 plus. That means I have 1 more proton than electron. 10. Sodium 23. Magnesium 24. So let's see. I know that magnesium has an atomic number of 12. There are 12 protons, 12 neutrons. Mass is going to be 24. Symbol Mg, 24, 12. I have 2 more protons and electrons, net charge 2 plus. This one we have 6, 8, and 10, so 6 protons, that's the atomic number 6. 6 and 8 are 14. This makes this element carbon. 14, 6. I have 4 more electrons than protons. This is 4 negative. This is carbon hyphen 14. The end.